Hey, what's up, everybody? Eric from Collect and Reflect here. Today is February 28th, 2024, the day before the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for PlayStation 5. Tomorrow, the 29th, is a special day, as of course it is leap year this year. We get an extra day in February, so what a fitting day for Sony to release Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I find to be an interesting day for them to do that, considering, this is a game that's talking about branching timelines and things like that, that as a result of the end of the Final Fantasy VII Remake game that came out for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So I don't know if it was intentional, but what we want to talk about today is the fact that we checked with our local GameStop, we checked with a couple different stores. It didn't seem like there was going to be any midnight release in our area tonight going into tomorrow, the official release day. So we don't have a midnight launch for this game to show you guys. So I wanted to take some time today to just kind of look back into the history of Final Fantasy VII relative to me and my collecting and my gameplay history, and what this game kind of means to me and why we're looking forward to Remake coming out. So we're going to head out. We're going to go to some game stores today. We're going to go to the GameStop where we have the game pre-ordered and talk about what the pre-order bonus is for that game. And obviously make sure to pick up that game tomorrow. But yeah, we're just going to check out some of the promotional items, some of the promotional displays that might be up in stores, and just talk about why this game is significant. Talk about why we feel like this is kind of a historic cultural moment for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to come out, especially to the great critical acclaim that it has come out to so far. So we're really excited for this game. We are excited for you to check out some of the stores that we look at, and just hope you guys enjoy kind of taking a trip down memory lane in the sense of Final Fantasy VII, and hope you enjoy.
What's up, everybody? We're back. So like I said, we are just heading out. We're in the car right now, heading out to the local shopping center. Gonna check out a couple of stores, probably Target, probably Best Buy, and probably GameStop, just to check out if they've got some posters up, if they've got any notices about any freebies or anything like that they're going to be giving away tomorrow. I pretty much already know what the pre-order bonuses are and what different stores are offering, like if you pre-order and pick up the game tomorrow at that location, at that store. For example, Amazon is giving out a controller skin, like a stick-on controller skin. Really don't like to apply those like sticky things to controllers. I'd rather just have an actual special edition controller. So didn't go with Amazon by any means. Plus you gotta wait for shipping, so you might not get it on the day. GameStop is offering a pretty cool item, in my opinion. It is a hat. It is like a trucker style snapback hat with the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, at least title on it. Not necessarily the logo, because it doesn't have that big meteor symbol on it, but it is, it says the name of the game on it. So you get a free hat. So I'm picking up a GameStop tomorrow, just because that's where I tend to pre-order stuff. I get my discounts and my points for rewards and things like that. Target, I haven't heard anything about, but they have been known in the past to either day of or week of offer something for purchasing a new game there. So that's one of the things I'm kind of going to Target now to see if they've got something that they're offering. Maybe it's some sort of keychain, a poster, what have you. So yeah, we're going to go see, just to kind of see what kind of fanfare it is, because like I said, this release of this game, even though there is no midnight release, apart from the other games that we've covered, things like Call of Duty, Mario games, Spider-Man games, Final Fantasy VII is a huge deal in the video game community, in the video game history, in the mythos of RPG games in general. So I'm hoping to just kind of document what's going on in the shopping world, in the video game world, the day before a big release like this. What do the shelves look like? What do the displays look like? What kind of signage and things like that are we going to see in these stores? Because Final Fantasy VII, the original, when it came out on PlayStation 1, was just a huge moment in gaming. I mean, the tagline on the back of the box for PlayStation 1 literally says, one of the reviews says, quite possibly the best video game ever made. It's the first video game I ever owned, I think, as far as like a home console when I was 7 years old. So yeah, it's a big deal because this game is continuing, you know, the remake trilogy that they're doing for Final Fantasy VII, and this is the one that's really supposed to open up the world. The reviews are ridiculous. It's got like a 96, 97 on Metacritic and going strong, and I'm sure those reviews are only going to keep going up. A lot of perfect 10s, a lot of close to perfect 10s. So yeah, let's head out into the world. We're here at Target, at the Target, and yeah, we're going to see what's going on at Target, and hopefully we see some cool stuff. So follow along. So over in the clearance section, we did find a copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake for PlayStation 4, discounted to about $42. This thing in particular has been hanging out here for a while. Do not need the game, so I'm leaving it behind, but let's see if we can find anything else in the video game section. Yeah, so that was a bust at Target. Really nothing, no signage or anything like that in the PlayStation area about the game coming out. Which is kind of surprising. I guess I don't buy that many like Sony games compared to Nintendo games, just because Nintendo Switch releases have been so frequent in terms of all the different IPs that I'm a fan of, like Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, etc. So yeah, I'm always seeing like a lot of signage in the Nintendo area for like whatever the big hot game is, but no signage for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth here. And now that I think about it, you know, Target's not offering anything special. I looked it up in terms of like a special keychain or anything if you pick it up tomorrow when it comes out. But who knows? They have been surprising in the past where they'll randomly have some special item and then everyone's like, oh, what, I missed out, you know, when the day comes. So disappointed in Target as far as what they've got going on. But yeah, rolling on to the next one, I'm going to check out GameStop, where I've already got the game pre-ordered, but I'm just going to kind of talk with those people and see if there's any signage, see if there's any cool like merchandise or t-shirts in collaboration for the game that are coming out, and see what they got going on. You know, see if any of these stores are celebrating the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth the way that I would want it to be. Maybe I'm alone, but you guys let me know. I mean, do you feel like this is kind of a watershed moment in gaming for this release, this game to be coming out? But yeah, rolling on to GameStop. Let's see what they got going on. So I'm here at GameStop. The same location that you might recognize from any of our midnight release videos that we tend to do for big games coming out at GameStop. And, you know, I can just see right out front, nothing really displayed, no posters up for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We've got Rise of the Ronin, which is available next month. Available for pre-order now, but nothing commemorating Final Fantasy. Let's go inside and see if that changes. So inside the store, they were pretty busy, so I didn't get a chance to really talk with any associates, but this is pretty much the only signage I could find about the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it's really nothing about the release, just about a sale that they're having where you can trade in 2 games to get $50 off your purchase of Rebirth. Otherwise, yeah, not a lot going on the shelf here about Rebirth. Little note up there on the cardboard that the game's coming out, and that is pretty much it, folks. Nothing to celebrate. Ooh, it's warming up. So, last stand. You can see the Best Buy. Yeah, we're gonna check out Best Buy and see if they've got any signage, any promotion whatsoever. So far, it's like our store's trying to sell this game. So we're gonna see. We'll head on in. Yeah, I was definitely expecting at least a little more fanfare from some store about this really huge game coming out. The last one sold incredibly well across the board, at least for Sony. Maybe the stores are just not promoting games like this as much as they used to, so we'll have to see. Time will tell. Well, you saw it, or you didn't see it, as I did not see it. So yeah, one of the biggest game releases of the year, maybe one of the biggest game releases in the past 4 years since the release of the last Final Fantasy VII Remake game that came out. And there's no signage, there's no promotion of this game whatsoever at 3 huge retailers of video games. Pretty much like the big 3, I would say, these days of where you can actually get video games in North America. So Target, GameStop, and Best Buy. GameStop and Best Buy both have their own exclusive pre-order bonuses for this game, and none of those stores are promoting the release of this game pretty much whatsoever, with the exception of like GameStop having like a tiny sign about trade-in stuff. So yeah, it is really hard to say who's to blame for this and what the rationale is, because I'm still seeing Spider-Man 2 be promoted in all of the PlayStation and Sony PlayStation 5 areas in these stores. And that's a game that came out months ago and then has just really died off. Like, I would say really died off in popularity, especially after the Game Awards. Spider-Man 2 didn't win a ton of awards that people were expecting it to, being the game of the year for last year. And we're in 2024 now. Like, we're promoting a game that came out last year when we have like probably one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game for PlayStation this year, releasing tomorrow, and there's nothing about it anywhere. So I don't know if this is like a strategy by Sony where they're just like going really low on the marketing because they know that people are buying this game regardless at all these places, or they're buying it digitally, or they're buying it directly from Sony, so they don't have to spend any budget on marketing to people like maybe they had to for these other games. But I find it very interesting. I find it, maybe it's a sign of the times in terms of like they just know that the casuals are not so much interested in an in-depth RPG game as opposed to an action game like Spider-Man. And don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. Those games are absolutely fantastic, but Final Fantasy VII definitely more my bag. So yeah, I'm really surprised at the lack of promotion and signage of this game. Especially Best Buy has one of the best exclusives for pre-ordering this game. You know, a special steelbook that's different from the steelbook that you would get in any deluxe or collector's edition for the game. So I'm surprised that we didn't see anything out there, but I know one place where we're going to find some Final Fantasy stuff, albeit not promoting the new game, but definitely some Final Fantasy stuff. We're going to go back into the past, like how I said we intended to do about Final Fantasy VII. We're going to check out our favorite retro store for video games, your home for retro in Orlando, Florida, Gamers Inc., of course, across the street here, and see what they got going on in the Final Fantasy department. Let's check out what they got. Yeah, this is super sweet.
I think they go for like 1,400.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be something crazy, like, because I mean it's pretty high up for just the black label right now of one of these. Because I've got like my childhood copy. I was just like going through at home like what I had of Final Fantasy, and I've got a greatest hits one that like doesn't have the front manual, and I like wrote my name on the back and stuff. Flip that over for me so we can see what this misprint is all about. The masterpiece.
Such an odd, like, misprint on it.
Yeah, that is super cool. I mean, that is really cool that this exists and that this is here, so thanks for showing me that. And you said you had a lanyard over here with something?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that, because I'm not going to waste your time that much. All right, let's do it.
So, it is 7.
All right, so we're going with the Final Fantasy VII lanyard to celebrate Rebirth coming out tomorrow. So we went with our lanyard. Couldn't find much else. Those figures that I was talking about have come and gone, so maybe I can find some online, but otherwise, catch you in the next one.